During the month of February, WUSA 9 wants to give your heart some love.
That's right. Heart disease is the #1 killer of American adults, but many of us don't realize just how much heart disease can impact even the youngest families. Here's Andrea Roan with a story every parent will want to hear.
Strep throat. It's a common bacterial infection that can vary in severity from a mild throat infection to something life-threatening. In the case of one only teenager, strep damaged one of his vital organs. And as he shares with me, strep put his heart and his life at risk. 2 years ago, breaking a sweat doing heart-pumping cardio or even a weight workout routine was just simply unimaginable for 17-year-old Prince Pratt.
The way my heart was acting before, I wasn't able to do any of this. I wasn't even able to walk up a set of stairs, so I was really out of breath.
Prince was in the 6th grade when he first felt the signs of frequent fatigue and a lack of energy. His dad, Reggie, took notice of his son's constant complaints of feeling tired all of the time.
I thought perhaps, he was just being lazy, and I would really push. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. What do you mean you're tired?
For some unknown reason, the young sports fanatic struggled to keep up on the basketball court and the football field, the game he really loved most. Then came the chest pains, even when he was sitting still.
I was feeling really vulnerable.
Prince caught a cold, but the over-the-counter meds didn't make him feel better, so his mom and dad drove him to the local hospital. The doctor delivered a diagnosis they never expected to hear.
At first they thought it was pneumonia, and then they realized it was actually not pneumonia, it was his heart.
His startled parents wondered how could that be, because there was no history of heart disease in their families. Prince's medical team suspected a strep infection was the cause of their son's heart problem.
They feel like he might have caught the strep when he was an infant. The infection was in his heart, caused a lot of damage over many years.
A strep infection is not uncommon. Nearly 3 million cases are diagnosed every year, and antibiotics are usually prescribed to treat it. But if left undiagnosed, as in Prince's case, a strep infection can severely damage a healthy heart valve. He was put on a regimen of penicillin and follow-up appointments to monitor his heart.
Each one of these visits, we didn't get any good news.
Maybe 4 or 5 times I would get up in the middle of the night just to check, see if he's breathing, and no mom wants to see the kids go through that.
By mid-2016, things took a turn for the worse. Prince's fluid-filled lungs had collapsed. He was medevaced from Montgomery County to Children's National Health System in D.C.
They said, hey, he is suffering from something called mitral valve stenosis, where his heart valve isn't functioning right. And the only way to correct this, not a medication, it would have to be an open heart surgery. And it was tough because on the inside, there's so much pain and anxiety inside of me and crying inside, but I had to be strong for him.
The day of the surgery, I went into it just assuming I wasn't going to come out. But I also knew that if I didn't have it, I would never have a normal life.
The surgical team replaced his severely damaged heart valve with a new artificial valve.
Coming out of the surgery, I felt relief. I was happy that I made it through it.
I can't even explain how happy I am right now and how grateful I am to see him every day.
Now he uses a special device.
These are our test strips.
To electronically send samples of his blood to his doctors.
If they want to know what my blood level is, how thick or how thin it is.
He'll be on a blood thinner for the rest of his life. Prince says the hard work of rehab was worth it, and the life-saving heart surgery is giving him a second chance at life.
Since the surgery, I haven't came across anything I can't do. So that's why this surgery really changed my life around for the better. Perfect. I don't feel out of breath anymore. I don't have any damage to any more valves. I'm a new person.
Prince is okay with the fact he'll never be able to play contact sports. He understands that's important to protect his new valve, but he's very optimistic about his future, applying to colleges with the goal of working in cybersecurity. So really exciting. I was out of breath watching him and his father and brother work out.
Well, it's just so
Unbelievable.
amazing because you think strep throat, you think, oh, it's a small thing, you
Exactly.
treat it
We've
and it
had
goes
our
away.
Children have had
Yeah.
it, but they didn't know he had it as an infant, and it was doing damage from all of that time until about 11 or 12 years of
It
age.
took so long to figure
Yes.
this out, get it diagnosed, and get it
Exactly.
fixed, what this family has gone through over that decade.
Exactly. His mother said she would go into his bedroom and just make sure he was breathing. Now I put on Twitter a picture of her listening to his heart, the click of the heart valve, the new valve, making sure that he is healthy and doing fine, and he is.
Wow, this is something every parent should know about, and
Exactly.
thank you for sharing that.
Don't put it off. If you think there's a problem, just see the pediatrician. He'll clear it up for you.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Andrea.
Andrea.